Hi, Timothy Carlson here, and we're going back into the world of classic cinema today. Today, we're taking a look at a great Western from 1960s, which has just been reissued on the Shout Select line. I refer to The Magnificent Seven, classic Western starring the likes of Yul Brynner, Steve McQueen, and Eli Wallach. I'm going to unbox this release, and I'll share my opinions. Nice cover art here with Brynner and McQueen, and then you got Wallach's character and his bandits down there. That looks very nice. Simple art, but it's to the point. I like it. Here's the spine. This is spine number 144 in the Shout Select line. And I've reviewed a few other movies from that line on this channel, some of which are Blu-ray, some of which are 4K. Here's the back cover with some stills, description of the film, legalese, credits, some photos from the movie. And we'll take off the slip cover. Underneath, pretty much the same thing. And unfortunately, no reversible art on this one. Sometimes the boutique labels will do stuff like that. Here we have our 4K disc that includes the film and commentary tracks. And we have our Blu-ray disc, which also has the film and the bulk of the bonus features. This is a new 4K master. It's not the same that was used for the older Blu-ray releases. I'll read the description of the film as follows from the case. Academy Award winner Yul Brynner stars in the landmark Western that launched the film careers of Steve McQueen, Charles Bronson, and James Coburn. Tired of being ravaged by an army of marauding bandits, the residents of a small Mexican village seek help from 7 American gunfighters. The only problem? It's 7 against 50. Also featuring Eli Wallach and Robert Vaughn, and set against Elmer Bernstein's Oscar-nominated score, director John Sturges' thrilling adventure comes to stunning 4K ultra-high def. The Magnificent Seven is actually a remake of the famed Japanese film Seven Samurai, which was directed by Akira Kurosawa, probably that nation's greatest filmmaker. So it's always interesting adapting a story from another culture and transposing it into another medium, another setting. I mean, it's still being done to this day, and it's great to go back and revisit tales like this as well. Well, I will say that Seven Samurai is certainly the better made, more artistic, more ambitious picture. The Magnificent Seven is certainly the more fun movie of the two, and I would say it's the more accessible one that's going to appeal to mainstream movie fans. It is a great cast here. You have, of course, 7 fantastic heroes with Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen leading the way, but then you have lesser cast members like the likes of Robert Vaughn and even a pre-Death Wish Charles Bronson. The film introduces Horst Buchholz, who a lot of people I think thought would go on to a really big movie career and become an A-list star, but that never really happened. I mean, the guy certainly had a long and certainly impressive career, but he was never a Hollywood A-lister, and that's disappointing because his role here is actually quite solid. I do have to say, though, I think of all the performances in this movie, the absolute best comes from Eli Wallach as Calvera, the bandit leader and the primary villain of the film. He's just, charismatic and chews up the scenery every single time he's on screen. He's the villain you love to hate, and it just makes this movie all the more entertaining. There's certainly plenty of plot development here and some interesting characters and stories. It's not just a bang-bang, shoot-'em-up Western. There's some decent stuff to go around here, and I'm happy to see that it is a little deeper than meets the eye at first glance. It's certainly not as deep or as artistic a film as Seven Samurai, but it doesn't need to be. This film certainly surpasses that film in many regards, including mainstream appeal and the overall accessibility. I think this is a movie people are going to be able to get into a little more easily, and taking this formula and making it more accessible is certainly something that's worth getting excited about. It's a movie that's well worth discovering or rediscovering, depending on who you are. And of course, a lot of the cast and crew from this movie would later work on The Great Escape, which was also directed by John Sturges and starred Charles Bronson and Steve McQueen. I am happy to say that overall, Magnificent Seven looks very good in 4K. This is a movie that's always had something of a muted color palette, so don't come in here expecting something that's going to have bright, vibrant, beautiful colors, because this was never that kind of movie. I am happy to say that overall, it does look very good. There's not, print damage or anything, and it retains a natural, grainy, filmic look throughout. this was a movie that was very well shot, and it's certainly reflected well in this 4K Ultra High Def release. Sadly, there are no new bonus features here, but there is a lot of archival material on the Blu-ray, so I do think fans will be busy for a while. Plus, we get commentary tracks, and those will be a worthy addition to the collection of any fan of the movie. If you like listening to those sorts of things, these ones are certainly worth your time. Probably the only complaint I have in regards to the bonus features, aside from the fact that there aren't any new ones, is the fact that they didn't include the sequels as bonus features. This movie spawned 3 sequels: Return of the Seven, Guns of the Magnificent Seven, and The Magnificent Seven Ride, none of which achieved the same level of critical acclaim or financial amounts at the box office as the original movie. It would have been nice to get them just as Blu-ray bonus features here. They were released on Blu-ray years ago, but as is, still a pretty solid package, and I think fans of the movie will be impressed with what they get here. Are you a fan of The Magnificent Seven? What do you think is the better movie, Magnificent Seven or Seven Samurai? Comment down below, let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, and be sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.